Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Team Slidescope. In this part, we are trying to create and teach how to create our e-commerce orders data analysis dashboard. In the dashboard, you can see we have total sales amount, total quantity, total profit received, average amount, sum of sales by different category, sales and profit by payment mode, sales and profit, and let me change this. So we will change all the titles properly. This is sales and profit by subcategory, which are the top 10 cities by sales, sum of sales by state, where we are showing the sales value as a gradient of two colors. You can apply these filters like you want to see how many orders have been placed using credit card or debit card or with EMI. You can combine them, how many payments have been made through UPI. State-wise performance, let's say you just want to see for Delhi, for Goa or Gujarat or any other state. So this is a great project for beginners of Power BI where you have multiple tables. You will learn how to join them and create a simple data model. And on the basis of the categorical and numerical fields that we have, we will use them in filters and these different type of visuals. So let's get started with the tutorial. So we have a simple Indian e-commerce orders data set and which is saved as online sales data on Kaggle on this particular URL. I will share it with you. And in the data set, you can see we have a details.csv file where order details are given, like what is the amount of order, what profit company made, quantity ordered, category, subcategory, and payment mode. And we also have information of orders, like some more details of orders like order date, customer name, state, city, etc. So in these two files complete information is given, and in one particular order there may be a case that two or more products would have been ordered, so all of them are stored here. We will create a very basic data model and then create a simple dashboard that can analyze overall orders performance, sales analysis, profit analysis can be done with that interactive dashboard. To create the data model to join these two files, we will simply open Power BI desktop, and in Power BI desktop we will load these two files one by one. So in your Power BI desktop, you can click on get data, you can click on text CSV file. I click there, click on text CSV file, and then we will connect the two files one by one. So first let's connect details files, and it will add it to the data pane. Make sure all the column headers and values are aligned properly. Add it to the data pane. 1500 rows have been added. Then again we will connect CSV file because orders file is also in CSV, and here we will simply check everything and load it as well. So here in your data pane you will get these two files, details and orders. One thing that we always make sure is order date, it is appearing as a date hierarchy. If it is not, you can go to transform data, and in transform data you can go to that particular column where your order date is and make sure that you change its type to date. If it is given in the proper format in your CSV or Excel file, it will automatically be read as a date value. So if you are seeing hierarchy here, that means it is written as a date value. Next is, after doing all of this, we will simply create a text box here where we will let everyone know what we are trying to do here. So Since the name of company or anything is not given properly, maybe a sample data, so we are just writing Indian e-commerce order data analysis dashboard, and we will align it to center. From here we will use a particular font size, let's say 28. We can also use 32 here, and here we will simply create it. Here we will use a simple color. In order to change the theme, you can go to view, and in your view you can select a different theme, so which will we will do in the last part. Right now we will just create it with whatever font colors and schemes that we have here. After doing this, what I mostly do is I go to effects, enable visual border and shadow, and in visual border, if you want to change the color, you can change it, and you can give it a different kind of color. So this is something that we will do here. Next is, this looks very big, so let's reduce the size a little bit. I think this much will be okay. Next is, we can decide where we want to put the filters or slicers. So slice putting filters and slicers can be in different ways. So we can use this particular area for that. So we will just decide it later, but before that we will insert some images here, image of a dashboard or something, or company's logo if it is available. So we will simply upload this one, as it represents orders and some kind of analysis going on. This type of images can be downloaded from Canva. I have just created it with the help of Canva, or just downloaded it there. From there we will use Format Painter to apply the same styling here. Now the first part is ready. We will save it. We'll go to more options, browse this device, and save it in the same folder. So this will be e-commerce orders analysis, or shopping, or whatever you want to name it. Next is, now let's consider what data model do we have. So this is the report view, this is table view. In your table view you will see two tables, and all the columns which are numerical will be shown with this sigma sign, and all the orders in the orders table also date with this date column. Here is a model view. So you can see in the model view, one relationship is already there, although we never created it. But since the name of these two columns, order ID and order ID, and their values were also similar, so that's why Power BI automatically created it. You can go to manage relationships and edit it to see that in the details table order ID is linked to orders table order ID with a many to one relation. Like in details table, there can be the same order ID, so it is linked here. Now you can simply close this, and this is, so now we are done with dashboard preparation, just the headings and image and the data modeling. Now when we create data analysis dashboards like this, we always try to create some KPIs, and those KPIs that we are creating here is should be the total amount that we have received, total profit, total quantity of product ordered, etc. So for that we will simply use a card here, and in the card visual we will just resize it, and in the fields first of all we will add amount. So this particular amount is total amount, or we can say total sales, but here amount is given, quantity is given, so it depends upon how it is given. Let's say this is amount of the product given, and this is amount of one product. and these many quantities were there of that particular product. So total sales would have been this amount multiplied by the quantity. So if that is the case, for that we can go to modeling tab, and in the modeling tab we can create a new column. So this column, we can call this column as sales, and it will be simply retails amount multiplied by details quantity. So for every row we will calculate this, and then once it is calculated you will have total sales here, and we can bring this amount total sales. So sum of total sales in this case will be 2 million, and we will simply rename for this uh, visual as total sales. If you want to disable this category label here, so you can disable the category label. In category value you can write 40 or 20, whatever you prefer, depending upon how many KPIs do we have to put there. So in category value I will just put 35 here, and then I will just enable in general title, I will enable title and call it total sales, align it to center, and make it bold here. So I will select this color and make it bold. Or for these headings I will select this particular title, and then I will just add 18 here, and for this font color that we have, for this visual callout value we will select a blue color. So this way we will have our first part of KPI ready. We can also go to general tab, effects, and enable visual border shadow as we did in previous case. Select some color and give rounded corners. So this is total sales. Now we will also find out how much quantity has been ordered. So this will be total quantity, total number of products ordered, which we will see per category, etc., per state. So that's why we are putting it here. So this will be total quantity ordered. Then we will create another copy of it, and here we can also find out that what is the profit. So this is total profit. Here also we are going to use sum, and in general we will add total profit. Now we will copy this one more time and align it like this. So we have total sales, total quantity, total profit, and finally we also have, let's say, what is the average order amount. So like here we have sales, so if you want to find out per product basis, you can just drag it here and you can just find out average. So average amount, and if you want to find out average sales value, you can select that. So this is these are our KPIs which we have created here. If you want to put more rows, like what is minimum amount, what is maximum amount, what is minimum sales, maximum sales, order with minimum quantity, etc., you can put them as well. So this is how you can create simple KPIs in single row. Now after creating KPIs, we will create some filters also. So in the data set, in these two tables, some categorical values are there. For example, what is the product category, what is the product subcategory, and what is the payment mode used. Then we also have customer name, we have state and city information. So we have to create these many filters here. For creating these interactive filters, we will use slicer. We will put the slicer here, and in this slicer we are going, first of all, we will drag a field. So in the slicer, the field that we are going to drag is first categorical value, that is product category. We will go to slicer settings and show it as a drop down. In the slicer header, we will just use this color, make it bold, increase the font size. Next is we will go to general settings, effects, and enable visual border and shadow. And if you want to give it a rounded shape, so you can go to effects, and for your visual border you can select a color and give it a rounded shape. After creating one slicer, how it's important, let's say you want to see information for clothing. So you can see total sales, total quantity ordered for all clothing products, for all electronic products, for all furniture products. So this is how you can show that. One final thing that I will do here is I will add value. So I will increase value size here. And if you want, additionally, you can use a different color for it. Now I will simply copy it, and after category next value will be payment mode, then create another copy of it. After payment mode, next thing will be subcategory of that product. So let's say accessories, bookcases, chairs. So when you will select furniture, here you will only see subcategories related to that. So which tells us that our interactive chart is working here, that these filters are linked with each other properly. So this is one case. Let's say all furnishings. So here total profit is minus 806. So you will also be able to see in which cases we have lost. Then we will create another copy, and for that copy we will use another filter, and that filter will be the city name. And similarly we will also use state name. So this way city, state, etc., all type of filters will be created. You can select multiple of them or single one, and this is how we can create all the slicers or all the filters in our report. Now whenever you are preparing a dashboard like this or creating it for yourself or your company, so you can easily understand that whatever different fields that we have here, whether it's whatever we are using as a slicer, so those fields needs to be put here in your chart also, because for example one might want to find out what is category wise sales, what is payment mode wise total number of orders, what is city wise total sales and all. So since we are trying to analyze total sales value here, so for that we what we can simply do, first we can create a, and for that bar chart will be sufficient, but just to add some variety and to make it more meaningful, we can choose others as well. So in category, for example, we have three different elements: clothing, electronics, and furniture. So we will select a donut chart here, and in the donut chart we will first of all simply show, we will put the category here. So clothing, electronics, and furniture will come as a legend, and as a value we can show total sales, average sales, minimum, maximum, standard deviation, whatever you want to show. So when you will drag this, it will simply show you that 37% of the sales amount is from electronics category itself. And we can simply copy the formatting from here and apply it here. It will just disable the data labels, or because data label size will be 30 or 35 something, so that you have to change to 11. So to show that again, so this is sum of sales by category. Now next thing that we want to see is, we want to see sum of sales or number of orders paid by different payment mode. So number of orders paid by different payment mode, and for that we will simply use a clustered or stack column chart. So we will just, obviously this will also do the thing, but just to give users a different option. So we will select payment mode here. So payment mode wise, you can see in CODs we have highest sum of sales. Okay, so this is when you will select sum of sales, but we want to find out total number of orders. So we have in orders table we have order ID, and in details table we have order ID. So you can select it from anywhere and just make sure you are selecting the count distinct. So on the basis of count distinct, you can see they have evenly distributed. So obviously this can be a synthetic data set where evenly distributed count of orders can be there or are there. So what we can do here is that's why we will just select sales. And just to add, we will select line and stack column chart, which will add a line axis to us or for us, and we will find out amount of orders. So this can be amount or quantity. So we can put that quantity over here, and this will show us total quantity and sum of sales for different payment modes. And we will, because you can see it, title is too long here, so we can rename it as sales and quantity by payment mode. Okay, and here this is legend, which shows us that this particular this blue these blue bars are sales, and this particular thing is the quantity. And if you want, this is optional setting, you can disable the legend here. Now there is one important thing here. Let's say you also want to show sales and profit both here. So that's why Power BI gives you stacked column and clustered column options. So for example, after sales we also want to show profit. So in column Y-axis you can include sum of sales and profit as well. So obviously it is added there, you can see, but since for this much sales this profit amount will be very small, that's why it is represented like this small value here, and that's why adding a legend can be good for us. So this shows sales and profit by payment mode. You can also select clustered. So in that case, you will be able to see for example, in COD, for this much sales, we have this much profit. And we have the data labels here. So obviously, because we have too many details here, we can enable that. But let's say we just want to show sum of profit. So for that, let's say we want to position inside and outside and so you can you know decide accordingly. When you will zoom it, then you will be able to see it more properly over here. So this is sum of profit, sales and profit by payment mode, and additionally we are also showing number of quantity. So you can show three different measures in a single visual here. Now in the y-axis we have sales and profit both, and when someone is going to compare them, obviously you can see the ratio wise how much profit is there. But there is one more option. You can go to the y-axis settings, and here you can enable the logarithmic range. When you do that, in that case obviously you will see the same value here, that but it will be more, you will be able to compare it in a better way. So this is sales and profit with logarithmic scale enabled, and you can enable data labels here, and you will be able to see those values more clearly. If you don't want, this should be done when you just want to compare them, uh, or you can keep the non-logarithmic way. So whatever you prefer, you can keep it. So we have sales and profit by payment mode. We have sales by category. We also have a subcategory here. So in subcategory, first let's see how many distinct values that we have. So we have many subcategory values like accessories, bookcase, chair, sari, skirt, etc. So for subcategory, because there are many values, we can copy the same thing and we can put it here, and we can show it as a line and stack column chart. And here we will just remove payment mode and show subcategory name here. So you will be able to see subcategory wise quantity also here, like this is showing tables, and let's fix that. So I have just simply changed it to a simple clustered column chart, and here you will be able to see different profit values. For example, here if you will zoom it, you will see for leggings profit is in negative, right? It is loss. For skirts it is loss, although it's a small value, but still it is a loss. So you can, this way you can zoom it and then fit. So this is sales and profit by payment mode. You can prefer a clustered chart or a stack chart here, whatever you prefer. And we can enable the data label here as well. Next, we also have the name of a state here. So, so we will go with a field map, and first we will adjust the field map height and width here, and we will copy the format painter and apply here. In location, we will add a state, so it will automatically fetch and select all states that are current, the data of all states that is currently given in this data set. And you can see for different states we have the name. Then in tooltips, suppose we want to see sales by state, so we will bring sum of sales in tooltip. When you will hover over any particular state, you will be able to see that sales value. Here in map settings, we have a style that you can select an aerial map, you can select a dark, light, etc. You have different options, so you can prefer whatever, you know, type of chart you want to show it here. So I will select aerial for example. Now here we have control, like you want to show zoom button, so you can enable this zoom button, lasso button for selection of particular area and highlighting that will be used as a filter. So these things you can show here. Geoculture you can show as auto. Legend here is off currently. In fill colors, you have the default blue color. We will go to FX. Instead of rules, we will select gradient. So we will select a gradient based coloring scheme here. So for that, you can see the lowest value state with the lowest amount of sales, let's say, will be shown with a red color. State with the highest amount of sales will be shown with a blue color, and states with sales in mid range will be shown with a yellow color. This will be done on the basis of details sales. So sum of sales, how should we format empty values? Obviously as 0. Now you can see a colored way. What it tells us is, for example, in Uttar Pradesh it is yellow, that means it is in middle range. In Maharashtra it is in higher range. It is in red range in Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, West Bengal, etc. And it is in orange range in Rajasthan. So for different colors, and in Madhya Pradesh a little bit green, and yeah, that makes. So based on this color gradient, you will be able to find that. So I will just do it once again. So you just have to select sum of sales. So red and blue also can be done, so that you just have two colors. Now we can also, since we want to show it by city and we will have many city names here, so just to learn something new, we can also show top 5 cities by sales amount. And for that we will simply go with a tree map. In the tree map we will bring city name, and in values we will bring sales amount. It will automatically start showing it for all cities. Like for in this case in Indore it is most, then Mumbai, then Mathura, then Pune, obviously as per the data set. We will copy the formatting and apply the same formatting here, so that you can see it will follow the same coloring style and everything. Now one more thing, if you want to keep it like this, obviously you can keep it just like this, or let's say we want to show top 10. So city is all, we will just go to basic filtering top n, we will select top 10 here, and we will add this sales value, sum of sales value, and apply filter. So these are the top 10 cities by sales. So let's copy or just change the title, top 10 cities by sales. So this was just a very simple dashboard. Now first of all I will take a simple screenshot of it just to share with my website, just to share on my website. Now after taking the dashboard, I just want to show you a simple trick. You can go to view, and now after creating everything we can select any theme that we have, and it will automatically change look and feel of it. So whatever theme you prefer now, you can go with it. Okay, and you can see, let's say you want to go with this gray pink theme, so whatever you prefer you can go with that particular theme. You can even select this dark shade. So I like this and I will go with it. So let's keep it. So this was the simple dashboard tutorial for you. I hope you like the tutorial, and please follow the playlist for more video tutorials like this, and keep learning Power BI. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.